Meet the black walnut, Juglans nigra. They grow in most of the eastern United States and can reach heights of 125 feet tall and are one of the most desirable hardwoods globally. Here at Fort Leavenworth, we have them both in the upland forest and the floodplain forest. Identification can be an intermediate challenge thanks to similar looking trees in the forest. Pecans have similar looking bark and honey locusts have similar looking leaves. When we look at the finer details, we can be confident that what we have is in fact a black walnut. Their leaves are compound and alternate and measure 1 to 2 feet in length. They have 11 to 23 leaflets that measure 3 to 5 inches in length. They also have a toothed margin. When paired with its namesake fruit, which has a green hull and a stony center, we can be confident that what we have is in fact a black walnut. The bark of the black walnut is brown to dark brown with deep furrows and narrow ridges. Mature trees also have the appearance of flaking bark. The black walnut plays an important role in its ecosystem, providing food for many other species. Their nuts or fruits are highly foraged and account for about 10% of the eastern fox squirrel's diet. For species that can break through the hard shell and get to the fruit inside, they're met with a very nutritious meal, 1.6 grams of water, which is important to species that get water from food, around 6 grams of protein, and around 16 grams of fat, making them highly nutritious. Notice the ground around this black walnut doesn't have very much vegetation compared to a lot of the other forest. That's because black walnuts exhibit something called allelopathic tendencies. This is where a plant sends out chemicals to its surroundings to inhibit or stop the growth of other plants around it to give it more of an advantage. There's been a study that shows that black walnut allelopathy can actually inhibit the growth of tree of heaven, an invasive species that unfortunately grows here at Fort Leavenworth. Tree of heaven is a rapidly growing invasive species that produces a number of seeds and has a slight allelopathic effect, crowding out native species and reducing overall habitat. Although there's no real method to control tree of heaven with black walnut, this study shows the importance of looking at native species to control invasives. Historically, colonial uses for the black walnut center around woodworking, as the heartwood is highly desirable for its appearance and its durability. It's been made into various furniture items and is popular worldwide. The shells of the nuts have been ground down and used as an alternative to sand in powder blasting. The nuts have also been commercially harvested and used in various famous baking items. Indigenous uses for the black walnut are plentiful. The nuts have been harvested as food, and the hulls are used as a dark dye and a cure for ringworm. The Cherokee used an infusion of black walnut to help cleanse wounds, the bark as a toothache cure, and the wood to make furniture and carve. Green hulls of black walnuts have been smashed up and put into slow-moving water to help stun fish by many different tribes. Hey, Jacob here. We hope you liked that video and learned something. If you'd like to see some of our other resources, check out the link in the video description.